I wanted to tell the RHF thank you, because if it was not for them, to be honest with you, I don't know where I'd be at today. In the places I've lived, I couldn't sleep much, because of you have the drugs, you have people getting high and want to kick and break into your apartment and stuff like that. But here at Crooked Creek Tower, it's drug free. You don't have to worry about that. I love it here.
If I was not here, I would either be in a shelter or on the street. I came from an abusive relationship. This place was the perfect place for me. I feel very safe.
I feel safe at Crooked Creek because I know when I lay down and go to bed at night, I know that the doors are locked downstairs. I know that there's someone on duty. This is home. This is home, and I enjoy being here.
I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad that I was approved to come here. When I applied to be here, I was denied, and I was pretty upset. And I said, God, what's up? Because I was running a rehab house for 3 years, and I was ready to move on. I was ready to get out and get my own place, and I was denied. And I went home, just sitting there, wallowing in my own thoughts. Then all of a sudden I said, God, you know what? Please forgive me. Give me patience. Give me more faith. And next thing I know, I was sitting at the computer typing. And I don't type like this. I type like that, but this time I was typing. And I wrote this letter. And when I read it, I know it wasn't my words. It was God's words. And I mailed it in. A week later, I got a letter back and said, Mr. Richardson, we read your appeal letter, and we overturn our decision. We approve you for housing. Man, I sat there and I cried and I said, thank you, God.
When I came in here on crutches because of my surgery, and my daughter she drove me here, I went to put in the application. After the application, we walked back to the car. And before we got to the car, I turned around and I looked up, and I just had this feeling. I told my daughter, I said, you know what? I'm home. I'm going to be living in that building. It just came over me, and I didn't know. I did not. I was looking right at my apartment on the 3rd floor on the front. So every time I think about that, it just touches me, because I believe in prayer, and I feel like God just let me know. You don't have to look no farther. You're at home, and I've been here 5 years.
Before I came to Crooked Creek, I was in a shelter, and the caseworker there, she gave me a list of apartments that would take me because I was getting ready to be on disability. And this was one of the first ones that I noticed. Just stood out. And so I came out here and I filled out an application, and she says, it'll probably be anywhere from 6 to 8 months, maybe longer, before we can get you in. So I went back and told the caseworker, because we were only supposed to stay there a couple of months at the most. And she says, well, we can work around it. And I thank the Lord. In 3 weeks, they called me. And they says, we have an apartment for you if you would like to come and see it. And I moved in about 6 weeks after that. We call it a community because it's like family.
Like when I first moved here, the first thing Valita said when I asked her, can my grandkids come and visit? She said, Nellie, treat this like home. And that's what I keep remembering.
My family told me that this was the best place for me because they see that I'm more active than what I was before. There's so much to do. You can't just go in your apartment and just stay.
Being able to take the trail around and know that I feel safe doing that. I take advantage of that for the summer, and the gardening out back, I get to do that. So I love doing that and bringing in my first cucumber and showing everybody my little bitty cucumbers. We have our own little plot, and I've had the same one for 4 years, so I know exactly what's gonna come up the next year. We just be out there just comparing our tomatoes and our watermelons and things like that, so it makes it a lot of fun. Or if somebody see my first green come up, they be like, Nellie, your first greens is coming up, so I run out there and see it. But yeah, it makes it a lot of fun. I'm living in a pretty good place.
Thank you so very much for allowing me to be here.
I love it. I just love it.